presentation for EDU311. The student I worked with is named Tristan, and he is a 6-year-old white male in 1st grade, and he has a twin sister named Kaylee, but she was in a different class. And Tristan lives at home with his mom, his twin sister Kaylee, and his older brother who is 14. And Tristan does not have any known medical issues. When I did the interest inventory, I found out that Tristan loves to play video games, and his favorite games are Spider-Man and Mario. And he loves anything Spider-Man. He draws Spider-Man, and that's all he talks about is Spider-Man. And I also learned that his favorite TV show is SpongeBob SquarePants. And Tristan told me that he does not like to read, but if he does read, he likes to read books about zombies. And he also said that he likes to listen to people read to him, especially his mom or his teacher. And through observation, I've seen Tristan's strengths are even though he struggles with some of his assignments, well, most of his assignments, he always strives to do his best. He really thinks about his answers, and he really tries to get them right. He's always eager to learn new things, and he always follows directions and listens to his teacher. His academic or behavioral challenges are, right now he struggles greatly in reading and math. He reads on a very low kindergarten level, so because of that he has a very difficult time completing grade level assignments. He doesn't have any behavioral issues. He's usually really well behaved, but he is easily influenced by people around him. So if on the carpet he's sitting by somebody who's misbehaving, he will misbehave. But generally he doesn't misbehave. His history in academics, he fell behind quickly in kindergarten, so he had trouble completing his grade level assignments in kindergarten as well. He didn't have any behavioral problems in kindergarten, and like I said, he really doesn't have any in 1st grade either. He scored a 483 on his star reading test, which is the lowest in the class. And he doesn't receive special ed services right now, but he is in the PST process, and he's going to be tested for eligibility in the spring. When I did my observation, the first place I observed Tristan was in the library. And Tristan was well behaved. He wasn't goofing off. He wasn't playing around like a lot of the other students were. However, he did keep looking at books that were way above his level because all of his friends and the other students were looking at those books. And the CT had to keep redirecting him to go back to his level. And when it was time for him to check out a book, he just quickly selected 2 books and went to the counter. He didn't take any time selecting the books for his, to check out. He just wanted to look at books that were way above his level. The other place I observed him was during math time on the carpet, and Tristan had a very difficult time paying attention because he was so lost. He didn't understand what we were doing. He fidgeted and played with his shoelaces a lot. He stared at the ceiling. He turned around and looked behind him a lot. And when the kids were doing the whiteboard practice, he kept trying to get the answers off of his neighbor. He wouldn't try to work the problem out himself. And the third place I observed Tristan was the cafeteria. And he is a completely different person in the cafeteria. He patiently waited in line. He repeatedly asked the cafeteria lady for larger helpings of food. And when he went to eat his lunch, he sat down and ate quickly and didn't play around, didn't goof off, even though the kids beside him were. He takes his lunch seriously every day. So Tristan's social strengths, well, I didn't have a chance to do the sociogram activity with Tristan because he transferred schools, but I did observe him quite a bit before he was transferred, so I did get an idea of what his social strengths and weaknesses are. So his strengths are, he'll talk to anyone around him, he's sweet to everybody, He gets along well with everybody in the class, and he is always smiling and in a good mood. And his challenges are sometimes he struggles with his vocabulary and he can't think of the correct word that he's trying to say, and he really can't get his point across sometimes because of his vocabulary. A sample lesson plan I did was a whole group lesson plan, and it was on subtraction. And I had them use these loose tooth sheets, and we rolled the dice. They were always from 10 because there's 10 teeth. And we rolled the dice on the smartboard and made a subtraction sentence from that. So if the dice rolled 2, it would be 10 minus 2, and the kids were to color the 2 teeth out and solve the problem. Tristan struggled with this a lot, so I helped him during whole group the activity. I showed him, which teeth to color out and how to write the subtraction sentence and how to find the answer. And I believe this was effective because by the end he started solving some of the problems on his own. If I had the opportunity to do this again with Tristan, I would do a cooperative learning small group. That way Tristan could learn strategies from his fellow students, and maybe he could relate to that better than if I try to show him. And working with Tristan this semester, I learned a lot about Tristan. I learned that his home life isn't great and that he does struggle academically, but he always looks on the bright side. He's always in a good mood. So I learned that even though life might not be going the way I wanted, I need to look on the bright side too. And Tristan was always so grateful for everything that was given to him. Each week, the counselor sent home food for him and his family, and he just lit up when she walked in with that, and he was always so excited. So I really enjoyed working with Tristan this semester, and this is my case study.